and propaganda, just straight up propaganda coming out of the Biden administration. Welcome back to episode 200 of season 248 of We have one guy who might step down as early as this weekend, which, can we get a round of applause for that? Because that would be amazing. So let's go to the Axios reporting. Behind the curtain, top Dems now believe Biden will exit. This was written 5 hours ago by Jim Vandahay and Mike Allen. Sorry if I butchered. Several top Democrats privately tell us the rising pressure of party congressional leaders and close friends will persuade President Biden to decide to drop out of the presidential race as soon as this weekend. That's seriously fucking awesome. Like, I hope that is the case, because the sooner the better. The sooner he drops out, and if he can release his delegates, then we could do what we used to do, like back in 1972. Well, up until 1972, that's what would happen. People would vie. I don't know if they're just going to anoint Kamala Harris, and I don't mean that in a pejorative way because she's a woman, because, you know, that she's black and Eastern Asian. But what I'm saying is, and yes, she's on the ticket, I get that, but what I'm saying is, she should put her hat in the ring if she wants at the convention, and then that they can hash it out there, and then that democratic process can go on, because that is a democratic process that we have used in the past, and we stopped in like 1972. Why it matters: the 81-year-old president, now self-isolating with COVID, remains publicly dug in, but privately, he's resigned to mounting pressure, bad polls, and untenable scrutiny, making it impossible to continue his campaign, to the Democrats tell us. Let's be real. Let's be completely and blatantly honest. The donors have threatened to suck up their money to push him out. They're like, we will withhold money from Democrats. That's it, that are running. All the establishment Democrats that are running, we will withhold money from them. And then they will lose to the Republicans. So the donors were like, we're going to call your bluff. We're going to see who flinches. And I'm glad Biden is the one that flinched, because if it wasn't Biden who flinched, the American people were going to pay a hefty, hefty price for it. And it would be 100% on Joe Biden's shoulders and not anyone that is voting third party. We need to get out of that. We need to get out of that thought process. If you don't vote for the candidate I want you to vote for, then you're voting for the candidate we both dislike. No. A lot of us, including myself, have figured out that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party they're not that different from each other. They're really not. I mean, there is racism in both. There is money, corporate money in both, that doesn't serve the American people in both. So, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. Of course, there's a lot of differences as well, but there's a lot of similarities. And people like me are like, no, this is fucking bad. We're never going to get anywhere good. We're never going to get to equality. We're never going to get to anywhere good other than different forms of fascism if we keep going down either one of these roads. Behind the scenes, private message, distilled to its bluntest form. The top leaders of his party, his friends, key donors believe he can't win, can't change public perceptions of his age and acuity, and can't deliver congressional majorities. The president is being told that if he stays in, former President Trump could win in a landslide and wipe away Biden's legacy and Democrats' hopes in November. That's true. And I'm pretty sure they're adding this whole legacy thing in there to kind of pump up like Biden's ego a little bit, and whatever it takes. You know, if that's what works to get this man out of office that is clinging to power, it's not like he hasn't been in politics for 5 million years. Get the fuck out, Joe. Go enjoy your life. Go enjoy your fucking grandkids. I mean, maybe you have great grandkids now. Go enjoy your life. state of play, the pressure to step aside as a candidate has been rising to intolerable levels, especially over the past few days. Democrats fully expect polls after a Republican National Convention to show a possible blowout that could bring down Democrats in Congress too, which is a very bad thing. It's fucking bad. If the Democrats across the board down ballot fall under the weight of Joe Biden's stubbornness, then we're in for a rough ride with the Trump administration. If they get the presidency, the House, and the Senate, it's going to be rough. However, we all know there is a huge portion of people in his administration that are incompetent. So, like, yes, they're going to get some bad things through. They're not that incompetent, but they're also incompetent. So it's interesting because they mess up a lot. I mean, the Democrats are incompetent too. Don't get this twisted, but just in different ways. I think really when it comes down to Democrats, it's not incompetence necessarily. It's complicit. They're just complicit, which is equally bad in my opinion. Anyway, his choice is to be one of history's heroes, or to be sure of the fact that there will never be a Biden presidential library. One of the president's close friends told us. I pray that he does the right thing. He's headed that way. Yesterday's AP poll showing nearly 2/3 of Democrats want Biden to withdraw from the presidential race, ricochet through White House Congress. Oh man, I shared that to somebody that was obviously on Blue MAGA's side and was just a dishonest actor or Blue Anon, whatever you want to call them. That's a cult. It really is. I mean, if you are a yes man or a yes woman or a yes person to anybody or anything, and you don't employ your critical thinking skills, you're in a cult. That's it. You're in a cult. You have to be able to be critical of the system you believe in. And if you can't be critical of that system, if you don't possess the ability to be critical of that system, then that system is manipulating you. That's it. That system is manipulating you. So I am not manipulated by this system because I understand how it's manipulating other people by disinformation and misinformation and propaganda, just straight up propaganda coming out of the Biden administration, coming out of, Israel, coming out of, various people on the left. We expect that from on the right. We expect propaganda from them. Like people on the left, we expect propaganda. People in the middle, we expect propaganda from them because that's what they do. That's what most right-wing governments, that's what they do. Almost all of them. It's like it's the exact same playbook. It's really weird that they don't understand that we all see this pattern. Why don't they see it? I don't know. Anyway, so let's go back to this. A panic pressure campaign is pounding Biden. It has been relentless and coordinated. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, told Biden and Rehoboth Beach? Tell me if I'm getting that wrong. On Saturday, the day of the assassination attempt on Trump, that would be best if he dropped out, ABC News first reported. Dems on Capitol Hill want him out and worry they'll lose winnable seats if not. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from California, a mastermind of the campaign to get Biden out, told him that he could destroy Democrats' chances of taking back the House. We're told she also worried about donations drying up. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat from New York, delivered a similar, if more subtle, message to Biden. Former President Obama has spoken loudly with his silence and his former aides trashing Biden in public. But Bill and Hillary Clinton are doing what Obama is doing, so are their former aides. We increasingly hear top Biden aides include including ones who initially urged him to fight on after his disastrous debate on June 27th, 21 days ago. It's bad. If you've not seen it, it's bad. I even covered it. Did I cover it? I'm pretty sure I covered it. But there's lots of videos out there. Anyway, we love and respect Biden and appreciate his historic accomplishments. Oh, yeah, I actually skipped over the rest of that sentence. Okay, so after 21 days, we are saying it's now. We are saying now when, not if, Biden announces he's not running. So now it's no longer an if, it's a question of when. Between the lines, Democratic insiders are hoping to avoid this. They love and respect Biden and appreciate his rhetoric, his historic accomplishments. As we told you in Behind the Curtain, column 18 days ago, a Democrat official said Biden will not be dragged off the stage. The goal is to let him walk off the stage, which, fair. I mean, I think that's the nice thing to do. Let him walk off the stage. I don't hate Biden. I don't like him. I mean, I do hate him a little bit. I hate that he's, propagandizing, funding, and supplying the weapons that are killing many, many people that should be alive today. That sucks. But on a human level, outside of that, if we just take that away for just a moment, because it just complicates everything. On a human level, I feel bad for him a little bit. I do. I feel bad that he's declining. He's declining in public. That can't be fun. But the fact that he's digging in, and his family, not doing him any favors there. Jill, not doing him any favors. Biden. Hunter, not doing him any favors. So maybe his family should be a bit more family, That didn't come out the way I wanted it to, but whatever. I think you understand what I mean. But he didn't take the hints. He was ignoring them. Loud as they got, so it come to this. I think he meant so it came to this. So it comes to this. I don't know. He's forcing people who like him and respect him to resort to trying to shame him. A well-known Democrat close to a West Wing told us. Reality check, Biden can't be forced out. He has the delegates. No one can physically pry them away. He needs to do it by choice and on his terms. We really need a mechanism we have the 25th Amendment, but I'm not sure if that would work out in this situation. I don't know. Because you can get a president that is, not doing what he needs to do, not mentally capable of doing the job, which it's fine. Leave Biden in there until the end of the race. I mean, until the end, not the race, but the end of the year, until it changes to the next president, because it won't be Biden. That's fine. There's enough people in the Oval Office that have been running the show behind the scenes anyway. Should he be talking publicly? No. And I assume as soon as, he kind of comes off the ticket, he probably won't be making many public appearances, which is probably a good thing for him. So if Biden wanted to stay in, he'd be impenetrable thanks to liberal leaders and the Congressional Black Caucus, but his closest friends believe he's fought a good fight and will succumb to reality.
I know you say, Joe, you may not have a Congress. Well, guess what? You all told me I couldn't pass the Inflation Reduction Act. You all told me I couldn't face it. Anyway, we did it.
We didn't.
We're going to bring rents down, as I said. We're going to build 2 million affordable homes. The cap rent increases of 5% a year so corporate landlords can't. God. Anyway, I don't want to get going. I'm going to get very upset. But they're just gouging America. And by the way, not only saves lives, it will save taxpayers. Just what I did on the first round on dealing with Medicare. It saves the taxpayer $1 $160 billion. Because they don't have to pay these exorbitant prices to these, anyway.
That we don't have to pay these exorbitant prices to, anyway. Like, dude, I know he was trying to say price gouge, but he lost his train of thought. And he lost his train of thought, like, a bunch of times.
Is it acceptable that you have still not heard, at least publicly, from the Secret Service directing?
Well, I've heard from them.
Is it acceptable that you have still not heard, at least publicly, from the Secret Service directing?
Well, I've heard from them.
But have you heard from her publicly?
Publicly, I've sat down in a situation room downstairs. The Secret Service, the FBI, the national security agencies, the Homeland Security, all the major elements.
The Secret Service director is a woman. Her name is Kimberly Cheetle? Sorry. I don't need teleprompt. Anyway. I mean, come on. Jesus. Like, how can you seriously say, I'm out there, I'm showing everyone I'm in charge of my faculties, except every time you're recorded, you're not. That's the reality of this situation. Anyway, so, and then down here is Biden. Why haven't you guys reported on the 29 lies he told? Well, he said 18, 28, whatever. Lies he told at the debate talking about Trump. You wouldn't answer the question, Mr. Holt. We have reported on many of these issues that came up during the debate. Biden, no, you haven't. Yeah, they have. So let's go.
Why don't you guys ever talk about the 28 lies he told? Where are you on this? Why didn't the press ever talk about that? 28 times it's confirmed he lied in that debate. I had a bad night. I wasn't feeling well at all. And I had been, without it making it, I screwed up. But
I just asked the question because the idea that you may or may not have seen what some of these other folks have seen, you're not on the same...
I'd have to see, I was there. I'd have to see it, I was there. And by the way, seriously, you won't answer the question, but why didn't the press talk about all the lies he told?
Well,
I haven't heard anything about that.
We have reported many of the issues that came up during that debate.
No, you haven't.
We'll provide you with them.
God love you.
Okay.
I mean, he's just basically saying, oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. And Lester Holt, which at the beginning, to be fair to Biden, the beginning of this interview was a lot of bullshit, because he was like, you think maybe your rhetoric, aided the assassination attempt against former Trump? There's nothing Biden has said. It's really ridiculous. It's really fucking ridiculous at this point that he hasn't stepped down, and I'm glad he's going to do it this weekend. I was hoping he would do it like maybe last weekend or the weekend before, but he couldn't get it together in order to make people be like, yeah, no, he's fine. Because, I mean, people are still saying it's one 90-minute debate. It's one bad night. I'm like, if you think that, you're not paying attention. You're not understanding the gravity of this situation. And I've run across quite a few people that have been very disingenuous when it comes to this subject. Anyway, I'm so excited, and hopefully we'll have a dropout pretty soon. I've never been so excited about a presidential dropout in my entire life. And we will see what will happen next. Who knows? I have no idea. I have a fairly good idea with almost anyone that they put in there is going to have a much better shot at winning than Biden. Because hopefully they can string two fucking sentences together without losing their train of thought. That would be amazing. That bar is really low at this point, but that would be amazing. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much. Subscribe.